Hey everyone, welcome back to some more Void War. Alright, let's do it! Let's get in there and make another run. We'll talk about what happened at the end of the last run together when we're actually done reading any of the new lore we have to read upon getting started. This time around, I'm also going to do a little bit of thinking after we read lore, because right now I'm reading it, and it's kind of like water off the back of a duck. It's not sticking with me, because the game has such a... that's the wrong way to phrase it, or would have phrased it. It draws inspiration from the Warhammer 40k world, and so my mind just blurs it together, as if it was it, but that's not the case. So, like, Khorne doesn't exist here, and the fighters, their troops for the blood god here, Ariok, are different than that, so I should be paying attention a little more to what I'm reading. Alright, let's get started. So, I don't really care about the commander until I actually have selected the ship, so I'm just going to select the Exile. We'll rename him in a bit. And now, what ship do I want to use? So, we tried the Oblivion Cruiser last time. And playing it, it's an interesting vessel. We start with, like, this is one that wants you to use demonic troops. So I really feel we want a demonic commander if we were to use this again. And the only demonic commander we've got that I'm aware of is the white. So it would be another attempt at beating this with the same build effectively, and hoping for either different weapons, a different final boss battle, or a different crew as we proceeded onward. But we should try something different, I think. So to that end, since I am still trying to unlock ships, why don't we play with one of the variants of a ship to unlock a different variant? So, if I haven't mentioned it, for the Tier 1 or Variant A ships, you can only unlock them by beating the ships of the Variant A prior to that. So if I want this Light Destroyer A, the only way I can get it is by beating the game with Oblivion Cruiser A. And it was one of the reasons why I was playing on a lower Torment level. I want to at least unlock all of these types of ships, their base types. And then if something was too difficult, well, I'd eventually get enough resonance to unlock it and give it a try. This time, though, we're going to, because I wanted to play something a little different, we will try a Imperial Cruiser, but we'll try the Variant B for it. So, let's take a look at what we've got here really quick, and then I'll choose a captain. Okay, we have an Imperial Magister. It's a healing type of crew member, and an Imperial Acolyte, which protects an area of our ship. We have a Retributor 3 to start, so that creates lots of fire on the enemy ship, but and does hull damage. An Energy Lance. 4 charges per jump. This lance can be used quite frequently. Okay. So it's effectively the, I'm going to use quotes here, good guy, unquotes, ship. If you can view any of these factions as the good guys. Possibly you can, these guys, because they are killing demons and killing people they accuse of being heretics who are summoning them. And sometimes that's accurate. There are some encounters where you think the Imperials are lying and they're not lying. And the demons just want to consume everything and destroy everything. So arguably they're evil, but of course we want to do the same thing. That's our story, and I'm going all sorts of tangents. So I think we'll try this ship, and we'll try a commander we haven't used, the Priestess. So she's rather fragile at 60 hit points. She has a stun, Starscream, stun all hostile crew aboard the current ship for 4 seconds. So that's interesting. So if we use her on the enemy ship, if we were to board with her, then everything over there, well, obviously, you guys can connect the dots. Alright, we don't start with any ship modules either. Okay, so we'll use her. So now, however, I would like to rename her, which I can't do from this screen. So we got to go back to the main menu. There we go. New game. Priestess. We'll name her Angelica. Okay. For the torment level, so we will unlock the next ship's variant B if we win with this. But for you guys, well, normally I would then want to play on a lower torment level. I think we'll stick with torment level 3. It's more exciting for you guys at home to watch me do this, I feel, than playing on an easier difficulty setting. Oh, we better select that variant. I only noticed it because over here. Okay, so once again, a reminder that enemy ships have better, more weapons. They have better crew. They're stronger because they consist of tougher units to kill. And the environmental terrain, that's the wrong way to phrase it, atmospheres that we fight in are stronger. They affect more areas of your ship, or at least have a greater odds of doing so. Alright, let's do it. The God King has fallen. The Empire is in despair. Brother fights against brother as the ruinous cults sweep through the stars. The very fabric of reality trembles before the onslaught of demonic swarms. So this reads that effectively the leader of the Empire is dead. This may or may not be the same thing as what the Emperor was in the Warhammer 40k world. He might not have been something that was preventing, for example, Terra to be swarmed by enemies and sitting on some sort of throne. Could just have been a leader who has been killed. And now there's a chaos happening as the Empire tries to come up with a different leader. Ruinous cults sweep to the stars. We've seen some of these. The Empire probably views them as ruinous cults, but the cults probably view themselves as being correct. And of course, we have demons, which are, I get the feeling, newish to this area since the fall of the God King. Or maybe they were held in check through armadas or what have you, but now there is some sense of betrayal or infighting, and they are no longer being patrolled. And thus now they're more prevalent in other areas. Deep within the Imperial core worlds, one final hope exists: to rekindle the flames within the Vault of Souls. To the Empire, you are a blasphemer, so we're not supposed to do this. This is not the way the Empire would view us as saving the galaxy. To the cults, you are a heretic. We're going against their tenements. We're not supposed to do this. They want us to go through their way to bring about the destruction of the world, as it were. Trust no one. Let none stop you from bringing the renegades of this forsaken realm to their destined annihilation. So we have our belief, which is that we're going to do the right thing. And we're not going to let anyone deter us from this. It would be neat if there were other ways, like other endings of the game, depending upon what you did. Like defending Imperial ships versus letting them go. Not hiring demons, or maybe only working with a certain type of cult, like the war cult or something. But at the moment, that is not the case, and I have no clue, and they are probably not working on other endings for the game. You prepare for subspace translation. Alright. Let's read about these weapons. Retributor 3. Although an effective weapon design, the increased energy demands of subspace plasma confinement extracts a toll on the cycle rate of Retributor cannons. 19-second charge time, so it's a slow-to-fire weapon. The Energy Lance. Lances utilize intense gravitic solutions to propel heavy particles at relativistic velocities, at the cost of burning out their charge coils. Lighter versions are able to fit more reserve coils. So not as strong, arguably, as other lances, but we get to use it more often. If I had something that I would indicate as a... Something I think I've learned is that you really want to fire all weapons at once, or close to as once as possible, to get past enemy shields recharging and eliminating extra shots from your weaponry. So, with that in mind, we have a 19-second delay before we fire our weapons. Most enemy weapons, at least in the early stages, weaker weapons that is, fire faster, so we are likely to take damage on our ship. And hull damage. How much damage on our ship? That is hull damage, Tim. Crew damage, hull damage, fire, whatever. We all need to take it before we release the first salvo on the enemy. We have Starscream. That's not a castable Psychic Scream, or Psionic Shriek, or whatever it was. Well, it is castable, sorry, but it's not a targeted thing. So that's only on our ship. We can replace this, maybe? Can we replace it? We can. So we can drop this for a different psionic skill, if we so desire. Imperial Acolyte, a promising adept of the Imperial Faith. Imperial Magister, emissary of the Auric Throne, sent to assure the faithful and to correct the wayward. That makes it sound like there is indeed a golden throne or something like that that exists. Maybe, though, it's a different metaphor or something to their religion. We'll leave them in their current positions. And what does our priestess say? Seductive follower of ancient mysticism, versed in primordial magics and lethal in hand-to-hand combat. Yeah, she's pretty good. 5 DPS, that's good for a starting character. Okay, well, viewer, we've babbled long enough. Let's get started. We have a listening station if we care to join the Corsairs. A mechanic up ahead with modules and equipment. We're interested in that. Oh, a nice long first map. I've heard that if you... I'm not quite sure how accurate this is, though, viewer, so keep that in mind with what I'm about to say next. I have heard that if you failed to beat the game, like your ship got annihilated, that it makes the next attempt you have easier. By giving you a bigger starting area to maybe accumulate more resources. We have crew contracts and spells over there, and we have more crew contracts. There is no weapons available to us here. Okay, so I think we start by moving here. And we're gonna work our... I'm gonna probably skip the listening station. And we'll go this way. And I do like playing things as being themed, so since we have Imperial casters, I want more Imperial troops. Oh, she even reduces the enemy DPS by 1, keeping her alive for longer. We probably want her walking around the ship, fighting, and we probably want a boarding option, either via a spell or the assault shuttle. Alright, let's get started. Your ship enters realm space in close proximity to a small red dwarf star. Imperial Commander opens comms. Corruption festers in your soul. Oh, they're not wrong. A thunder cannon and a heat beam. We should be okay as long as someone's manning the shields. It's gonna be you. The 4-second cooldown between these, and since this only fires once, this hits our shield, and maybe we can get the other it restored before the heat beam hits us. That's going to be our plan. Oh, they can summon... they have something that creates thralls when battles start. Just in time. Just in time. So we're not in any danger for a little while of those things happening, coinciding with each other. If we hadn't put the guy in the shield room, this would have set fire to some of our rooms. Okay, so what's the speed of this? 900. So it's fast. Let's throw it into the shield. Wow, that fires fast. Wow! Every one of those missed! Every one of those fire shots missed. That's... Come on now, game. 10% chance as well. Well, I mean, it happens. Not off to a good start, though. Why don't we use a... Oh! Where are you? Yeah, sure. Oh, no. No, we don't want to use this ability. Okay. Let's just let this go. I should read about the spell, what they have for their flavor text, too. Our Imperial citizens actually have some fire resistance. So it's not so scary to have them put out fire. They take like 10% damage from fire, as you can see. Their hit points barely went down dealing with that. But that's these guys too. The hostile ship breaks off its attack run and begins powering up its warp drives. I don't know if we've seen this before, viewers, so we'll describe it really quick. We now get a meter for their engines. If this fills, they will warp away, and the battle will end. You can delay this by knocking out the engine subsection. There we go, see? And of course, we want scrap, or anything the ship could potentially give us from its destruction. Our energy lance is now out of power. Despite the devastation, you managed to retrieve 35 scrap metal from a few intact supply containers. Let's get out of here. A few raider vessels are loitering in the area. They watch you pass with disinterest. Either we're too weak or they just don't want to be set on fire. As you travel through space, your ship picks up a strange energy signature. Following it, you arrive at a technical shrine that appears to have been abandoned for some time. Of course we'll explore it. You stumble upon a secret storage room filled with spare parts for advanced cybernetic implants, module ocular laser implants, plus 2 DPS to all machine priest units. Stackable. I mean, we don't have any modules, so we'll go ahead and put it on. We might as well. Ocular laser implants successfully installed. Doesn't help us at all. We don't have any machine priest units here. Maybe we can pick up some from one of the contracts up ahead. Speaking of which, let's stop by the merchant. Balcony lights glimmer through the dust cloud ahead of you, betraying the presence of a large trading outpost. One of its representatives contacts you as you approach. They wish to make a deal with you. Talk. Have you witnessed the machine priests during excavation? They show no concern for what lies before their relentless diggers. They bore through obstacles without hesitation, so whatever it is that's there, they want it. That technology is more important than the lives it takes for them to gain it. What do we have? We did not gain anything here that lets us summon anything. We don't have any munitions. Both of these require munitions to deploy them. We've seen this before. Siege Bombard is what it's called. When activated, it just shoots a single blast that doesn't do too much damage. I think it's just one hull damage and that's it. Upgrading it increases the speed at which it fires. And it is a fast weapon to begin with, so it's a way for you to constantly be trying to knock down the enemy shields. That might play nicely with the Siege Beam, which is effectively the Siege Bombard, only it's a beam weapon. This means that obviously, or maybe not so obviously, it does no damage to shields when used. Well, we don't have the scrap for either of them, or both of them that is, and I don't really particularly care about having them anyway. I don't think we're going for the Husk Rack either. For modules, we have a Beheric Conduit, plus 2 DPS to all demonic units. We're not using demons today. Plus 2 DPS to Imperial Citizen units. We don't have... Oh, we do have those. We have 2, actually. So this is something we could buy. And gain 10% evasion while your sensor status is active. That could also be nice. I think we'll start with the standard issue sidearm. Among the Empire's countless regiments, a few insist on maintaining the use of exceedingly venerable ammunition known as ACP, which supposedly stands for Anointed Compliance Payload. Absolutely taking that. We have some leftover money. I guess we can buy some claws. Only Angelica wants one, though. I mean, we absolutely take the Eviscerator, right? Wielders of these cruelly barbed claws appear to exhibit unnatural bloodlust. So that's her. So she gets +2 DPS, +1 DPS in small rooms, and she restores 5 life when she kills something. We'll take it. We really want her walking around. Okay, we're gonna swap her and this guy. We lose 5 evasion, because our commander is now not piling the helm any longer, by the way. But she's able to run around and fight a little more effectively than he is. I don't want this guy in there, because his force shield is something that has to constantly utilize to cast it. Alright, let's warp. We get a guaranteed fight. It's corrosive gases, we're taking it. Or rather, a guaranteed encounter against something. The barrier between realms is thin here. Toxic flux vapors leak out from subspace, bleeding into reality and flooding it with a malevolent fog. You prepare to change course when suddenly a blood cult warship springs out of the murk. Finally, the prey arrives. Radiant Blaster, so that's crew damage. That's enough crew damage to kill this guy, by the way. We gotta be a little careful here. I've heard, by the way, that there's something I can do. There is. Okay, how about that? There's a force move in the game that I did not realize existed. Normally, when I click on a room to move a unit there, he'll go and move directly to one of these terminals to begin operating the system in that room. And in systemless rooms, they'll go to a certain, always defined spot. The same type of spot, even if others are open. The Alt move, so holding down Alt and right-clicking, says go to exactly where I'm pressing. And supposedly if there's summon monsters there, they will leave that space to let your unit occupy it. Don't want to be poisoned. Okay. There's gas in these rooms. Lance that. Missed. Two others missed. What's with this? What's with this? Why are we missing so much? With very low enemy evasion. Why is that a thing that's happening to us? Man! Are we gonna have to run from this ship? Two more... well, we won't, but that's really annoying that we're getting rather unlucky. We've missed over half our shots. A defeated enemy commander appears on the view screen, their voice filled with defeat. They agree to send you some material if you let them live. We'll accept their surrender. It's not... we're getting horrifically unlucky. There was a destroyed transport vessel here. You're able to scavenge some supplies from the wreck. 60 scrap, that's very nice. We're going to take another point in shields immediately to help us out here. And then proceed on. A small band of Corsair vessels are gathered here. They keep to themselves as you pass through. You encounter a heavily shielded cultist ship. It begins firing upon you. This fight ought to be good. Well, they're not... Actually, this is a very small fighter. An interceptor. Not even a corvette. And with our second point in shields, they can't do anything to us. At least not with their weapons. Because we're resistant to fire doesn't mean we should... Oh, put it out. One of their crew members died to fire over there. The explosion scatters debris in every direction. Enough remains intact to be worth salvaging. 18 scrap. Where's the fire? Glittering stars dot your viewport. Despite the war-ravaged state of humanity's great projects, moments like these can almost seem peaceful. The calm is suddenly interrupted by the piercing shriek of combat sirens. Several breaches appear across your ship as you realize you've been ambushed by a Corsair strike vessel. So we didn't take any damage from those, but we're going to need to deal with them. Let's do the fight first. Yes, we'll do the fight first. Thankfully, they're not in rooms that I am manning or care to man. These guys are armed with an energy beam and a radiant blaster. We are in no danger. They cannot get through our shield. That's more like it. The immediate vicinity becomes clustered with wreckage after the explosion. Some can still be utilized. 31 scrap metal. Alright, everyone's got to go and do repairs. Alright, not bad. Which of these two do we want? So we have some Imperial citizens. We have the standard issue sidearm. So we want to go here, actually, first, I think. So we're going to go to this mercenary broker. Mercenary broker. An abandoned shipyard floats into view. It appears to be a safe place to rest. We could get a machine slave, but I think I'd rather have some munitions. You scavenge the shipyard and find some intact munitions. +9. Very nice. Not that we have anything that uses them at the moment. There's a defunct asteroid mining outpost here. You scavenge a few explosive charges before moving on. A saboteur's favorite tool. Fusion charges are capable of inflicting massive damage against critical machinery. So, remember how we were warping people over to the enemy ship in the last attempt? If they had this as a tool, they could warp into a room with the system, use it in that room, and deal 5 damage to that system, effectively eliminating it as a concern for a while. We don't currently have any borders or ways of boarding, but, well, without anything else to really consume our cargo hold, we will hold on to it. You discover a drifting escape pod. The occupant inside is long dead, but you are able to extract a psychokinetic chip from its corpse. Mind Bolt. Cast a projectile that deals 15 hit points damage to hostile crew in target room. That's pretty nice. If reason is a window to the mind, shatter it. Minutes from the Council of Sibuyan. Yeah, this is somewhat similar, right, to the Space Marines. An open mind is like a fortress with its gates on bars. Its doors open and its doors unbarred, gates opened, something to that effect. Having that's a nice spell, but I don't want to. Oh, we have an extra spell slot on Numeron. Sure, we'll be able to heal us and damage the enemies. We'll use it. This might be a good place to go for the psychomancy, but we want more Imperial citizens. We need more money, though. You tear back into real space and are greeted with the clear silence of space. You move on. Alright, we're not going to be able to hire, really, anyone of significant power here. I can put you in touch with someone who you want for a fee. Talk first. The Gore Shrines are where the darkest blood magic is wrought. They produce incomparably dense concentrations of pain and terror, allowing the blood cultists to project their vile sorcery over interstellar distances. So they use that, I suppose, then, blood, pain, and terror, like the Chthon cultists in Grim Dawn, in order to cast their spells. So what do we have? We have an Imperial officer, an Imperial recruit, and a commando. So the commando's decent, immune to suffocation, but he's not an Imperial citizen, and that's what we're going with here. I'm looking at the weaponry they have. They have some decent weapons too, but we can't afford a weapon and the Imperial officer, and we want this guy, so we're taking him to start. And we'll put him on the sensors. Actually, we should put him on the engines. He doesn't use tools. Guaranteed battle, transport vessel. I don't know if we've seen very many of these, so this might be our first one together. Your sensors penetrate the veil of wow. Let's try this again. Your sensors penetrate the veil of the cult fleet, revealing several personnel transport ships navigating through a sensor blind spot. Assessing their exposed state. Assessing their exposed state. You consider why you're reading text out loud to the viewers. There's the possibility of launching an attack. So here, we can choose which ship to attack, and we'll get a reward based on what we choose. We can either gain a prisoner or a cult member. It's a cult fleet, so this is probably an Imperial. So let's attack the one carrying a prisoner. You power up your weapons. There won't be any scrap or the like from this, I don't think. Can we stop that from happening? I'm already glad we took that spell. That's amazing. And we're in no danger. We're in a little danger from their weaponry. No, we're not. No. They're armed with, oh! They're armed with this disruptor and the dissuasive field emitter. Okay, so they can't really get through our shields. This is what was taking or things like this can take our crew and throw them onto the enemy ship. You have your ability to recall your crew instantly, immediately, and as often as you want and without any cooldown to my knowledge. But you better have paid attention that your crew is over there. In the heat of battle, I don't even notice, or I wasn't noticing half the time, or more than half the time, my crew has been teleported to the enemy ship. It's going to be the shields we go for. I don't know what that guy's doing, but I don't want him doing it. And thankfully, the cooldowns on our spells are exactly the same. We can just interrupt them. Recover the status vault and find an Imperial Psyker. He offers to join your crew. Alright! This is the same guy that we have down here. He does the same exact thing, projecting a protective shield. The only issue once again with him casting it is that he's not actually operating the system he's in. Maybe we put him here? Because his AoE will protect the engines and this door, and potentially the command throne. You approach the Stargate. We have another desolate sector. This is where we started. And a technocult sector. I guess desolate again. By going here, we get a choice of which of these two we feel like we can handle in the future. Of course, the encounters here and the enemies you fight are mostly based around the things the description of this area. So here, mostly technical troops or encounters. Here, sounds like mostly empty space. But I want the choice of which of these I want to go to in the future. So desolate it is. I don't want to go to the exclusion zone if we're and we're not ready for it. You arrive at one of the many protostar wastes interspaced across habitable space. Few colonies remain here, and those that do must remain ever vigilant against the roving bands of marauders that infest the region. Sounds like we will encounter corsairs here. Wouldn't mind having some more Imperial crew. And the weapons are down here too, but we're not lucky to get a good amount of scrap going down there to really be able to take advantage of that. And what is this? A listening station. So another chance to join the Corsairs, which I don't want. We only have 10 scrap. We're not going to get the scrap ID to hire someone nice. Unless we get very lucky with 2 encounters down here. We could come down here. And then go here. And let that decide if we want more crew or not. Arguably, we should get systems to get a boarding... an assault sled, potentially. But we will not have the scrap necessary if we go to this unvisited node and then the listening station, because there'll be no real encounter here that will give us scrap. So that's not for us. I think we go to this merchant, and I think we'll start by going down here. If we do end up with 110 scrap by this unvisited node, we will swing over to this mercenary broker, but if we don't, we'll just continue on our way. You arrive at the jump node. There is little of interest here. You move on. Warning lights flash on your console as your ship enters real space in close proximity to a large star. To make matters worse, a blood cult vessel has locked onto your ship. Let's interrupt that. Oh, he already cast it. So he infested this guy. He did a little bit of damage. And if he dies, he'll spawn a thrall. I was hoping to interrupt that. Obviously, we did not do so. Let's see where the fire appears in their ship before we fire our own weapons. Okay, that's rather nice. Oh, why'd I fire it there? By the way, you might have noticed that enemy ships do not have any doors that open into space. It would be neat if they did have them, and you could break them open to cause a vacuum in their ship. But I suppose the AI doesn't quite... It might make bad mistakes depending upon what rooms are on fire and then opening up doors. Enemy ships are also more generally compact. I don't have large open rooms like we do. Very little of import survives the explosion. You take what you can. We don't need munitions at the moment. We have nothing that uses munitions. We'll take the survivor and 3 scrap metal. We'll throw him on the sensor system. There is no reason for us to visit the merchant. A civilian colony is visible ahead. Cannon fire streaks across the void, and you realize the colony is under attack. Assist! You move in to engage the attackers when suddenly an Imperial ship emerges. They target your ship, announcing loudly over the comms, "The enemies of the throne will be met with a swift end." Before you have a chance to explain yourself, they open fire. Just Imperial recruits. And a husk? We can kill the husk immediately with this spell. Which looks at their weapon systems, which is good for us since they have 2 and they have this bombardment. In fact, can we take that out? Ooh, just barely blocked that. I was hoping to do that in time. That knocks down their evasion a little bit. It's back up, though, unfortunately for us. That spell affects everyone in the current room, too, so that's rather nice. We identify a few intact cargo containers among the wreckage, 31 scrap and 2 munitions. More Imperial reinforcements arrive, and you find yourself blanketed in a hail of cannon fire. You manage to escape, but not before taking a few hits. 3 breach. No damage done to us, but we're going to want to repair all this. This one in particular, because it's in a room that we want to actually man. You encounter a damaged Raider starship. They open fire at you. An energy beam 2 and a disruptor. We should be okay. In other words, they should be able to break through our shields. And with just husks over there, we can kill one of them every so often. You spend some time salvaging what you can from the remains. 44 scrap. A firefight. Heh. You encounter a vessel belonging to death cultists at the local star. He charges weapons and you prepare to engage. The poisonous projectile he fires is instacast, if I recall correctly. Yep. Looks like most of their spells are. Lots of slow effects on their side. Nice, we killed the one in the helm. That's right, the command throne. I keep thinking I'm playing Spelljammer. That would be an amazing variant for this game, I think. fire should destroy their ship for us now. The enemy crew has been killed. You search for the remains and find 22 scrap metal. There is a destroyed cultist vessel here. You're able to scavenge some protective gear from the wreck. 1 chaos armor. Plus 30 hit points. An accursed heirloom from a long-forgotten lineage. This set of armor retains supernatural protective qualities. We want that. She can't wear armor. That's interesting. So she wants like a shield as a tool or something to that effect. Our Imperial officer can use it. Arguably, we should give it to someone who has less hit points to make them more resilient. We'll give it to the Magister. This one. Your vessel emerges from subspace near a colossal star. You receive a transmission. Your end is at hand, blasphemer. Oh ho! Where was he going? Did he decide to get out of the ship? Out of the command helm. Oh, he was going up here to cast a spell to protect that room. He walked in it just as we hit it with that spell. I only realize now I'm not manning the guns, which is a bit awkward. No dodge for them. And I think it's over. Now it definitely is. Collect what you can from the remains. Another survivor or a purify spell. A pure body begins with a pure mind. Rites of the Arcanum Serpentis. This is the one that purges negative effects on all of us. We'll take this. Do we have someone who can cast it? I think I would prefer this over both force shields. So we'll give it to one of these guys. Although maybe we should have held on to it and made a decision after we went here. Actually, no, there's no crew here. You arrive at what appears to be the base of a small smuggling operation. They wish to offload some of their goods. Talk. Each day, the Empire intensifies its efforts to quell the growing insurgency. Each day, more citizens turn to banditry for survival. This makes it sound like the Emperor was killed by some sort of revolutionaries to me. What have we got? No tools I'm interested in. Well, I like these tools, but I don't feel like I don't suppose we need them. These would be nice. A repair drone, seal all breaches, and repair 2 system damage in target room. Our engineer could use those. And he'd be the only one, because that's a tool. We could pick up a missile bay to add some, well, obviously some more punch. I don't really care about the thralls here. The shield charger could be something that's interesting. I've never used this before. It rapidly increases the rate at which your shields recharge. What weapons are available? A heavy ion lance does 5 ion damage. That's basically enough to disable the system entirely. But it does no actual damage. An energy lance, we already have one of these. And a corruption beam, so not anything particularly useful here for us. We could pick up another energy lance and open up another weapons slot and power it, though. I think we do that. We have exactly enough for that, too. Okay. We have nothing to sell. Let's warp. We could make our way up to this crew contacts, but we are not likely to have the scrap to hire anyone from there. So, I think we go down for the guaranteed fight instead. Or rather, encounter. That involves fighting of some sort. Toxic vapors seep through the interseas between realms? A spiny cult warship overtakes you and begins attacking. He won't be able to damage us with just these two weapons. Stop that. Gas is not in any of the rooms that we particularly care about. Oh, we breached a room! Is there a small chance of hull breach with this? There is. I did not realize that was the case. Several cargo containers managed to survive the blast. 20 scrap and 3 munitions. Our first possessed ship this run. A demon-possessed starship emerges on your flank and opens fire. At this early portion of the game, they won't have a demon heart that summons things. Fire will go out almost immediately on their ship because there's no oxygen in it. Several resources are found amid the wreckage. 40 scrap metal. You discover a functional ship armament floating in space. Macro Devastator. Wow. 3 hull damage per room hit. 2 shield piercing. Small chance of hull breach, but 4 power to use this. If we deactivated all of our current systems, we could use it. And with 2 shield piercing, it could maybe still, like, do damage to the enemy in the next sector. They'll start having 3 shields soon, but 20-second charge time. That's a lot of charge time. So we might use this in the end. Right now, though, it's just going to be held onto in our cargo bay. You approach the Stargate. I think we go to the Blood Cult sector, viewer. I don't know if we're ready for any for the Infernal Sea. Let's read about these really quick. The Infernal Sea. Large regions of space swallowed whole by subspace rifts. That makes it sound like lots of demon-possessed vessels. Fire doesn't do very much for us against those, so we probably are not going there. The Blood Cult. A region besieged by the forces of Ariok. We are probably going to have borders over here. We've seen that they can cast possession spells that command us or control our units for a bit. That's a bit awkward. They can damage our systems, summon thralls, but they're not immune to fire, and we can scrap on our ship. So this is what we want to do. You drop back into real space, arriving at a sector controlled by the Cult of Blood, known for their vast knowledge of forbidden sorceries, along with an unusual predilection of torture. The followers of the Blood Cult are not to be trifled with. Alright guys, I'm going to put a break here. I'll be back. Give me a second. Hey everyone. I'm back. Let's pick up where we left off after I take a look at our situation. Okay, I am done. We are in the 3rd sector now. We're going to need to gain more shields in the next sector over, preferably this one if we can, we need to begin improving our sensors and doors potentially so we can see where the enemy's located, so we can blast them with mine bolts. And also figure out where we want fire. I guess it doesn't matter as much for that. And potentially keep out intruders soon. We are not actually using Angelica very well because she wants to be fighting in a ship, her own, for defensive purposes, which we haven't actually done very much of yet, or the enemy, which is actually where she wants to be, but we don't have a way of getting anyone there. So if we do find a assault shuttle or a spell that will let her go over there, even if it's not on her, we should look to do that. Preferably some sort of item that lets her teleport over there. Okay, well, with that said, let's get going. What is this looking like here? Holy crap, there's a whole... Oh, well, no. This just means that there is absolutely missile base here. There's other systems available. Other missiles and equipment. Ship armament systems and consumables. We have a major threat here of some sort. We are in Ariox zone, so this will be a Blood Cult mini-boss. And we have more crew contracts down here. We also picked up that one macro beam. If we could get another... Well, if we could get weapons that fire twice, but only cost one, that would be perfect for lining up the Devastator. This could also work. We just have to get kind of lucky. Like, if we want to keep this loadout with the Devastator. But I never used 2 lances before. This is interesting. How much is it to take 4 more weapon upgrades? That's every single... Yeah, that's the rest of the weapon. We have to climb up the entire rest of the weapon unlocks and gain another 100 in power if we want this. So that's like 400 total scrap to unlock the Macro Devastator. So this is not something we're doing anytime soon. Alright. Okay. Let's go ahead and we'll... We have 14 munitions also. We'll aim for the merchant, this weapons dealer. Let's go. Alright, he's selling systems too? He is. You pass by the hollow remains of a starship. Its interior appears to have been liquefied and evacuated at some point. You move on. Infernal Energy. I think our second possessed starship with this group. We could go to the Gore Shrine. There may be a battle that we have to do there. I'd rather get the... for a fact, I know there's an encounter here. And it will be fighting an enemy ship. Your vessel emerges inside a large rift storm and immediately begins taking fire. To make matters worse, a massive energy spike was detected in the lower decks. You've been boarded. We have a blood golem and a tendril. So she immediately goes over here. Where is our enforcer? Acolyte has to run. She can stun everything. We could mind bolt here. Actually, we should. Okay, we move you back. Oh! Okay, hold on. We want to heal here. She goes here. So this is a fleshing. We haven't seen these, I think, very often. Or maybe we have, but I didn't read about them. At length, the grotesque vessel bore issue to its wretched spawn. It fell with a sickening wetness upon the decking, dark ichor dripping from its form like the tears of a forsaken god. These things have they move quickly, you can't suffocate them, and they have a very short cooldown on a teleport, which makes pinning them down rather tricky. Yeah, see? It vanished. It went back over to their ship. Alright, that has to be sealed. Actually, it should be the mechanic that does that. We'll have the enforcer help. The enemy ship is not affected by those infernal rifts. It's causing them to occur, actually, in this area. Oh. Get in there, sir. We've almost done it. We just have to get one more hit, and it'll be over. A few intact cargo containers are visible in the aftermath. 36 scrap metal. The subspace maelstrom subsides. You guys may have noticed that when the battle ends, when the enemy ship breaks up, any shots it fired miss us. I believe this includes any of the Demon Heart's summon ability. If it was a deployed Demon Heart, it will just miss our ship. It won't actually spawn things in here. But the ship has to finish its breaking up animation for that. Is that right? No. The moment the ship breaks up, everything misses you. Warning lights flash on your console as your ship enters real space in close proximity to a large star. To make matters worse, a blood cult vessel has locked onto your ship. Well, he's going to the engines. Can we stop that from happening? Oh, nope. We cannot. Infested, so he's taking some damage. I'm going to heal him. This way we don't just immediately lose him. They have a Devastator beam. It has one shield piercing, so we are in danger. We should get our shields back by the time this magnetic pulse... no, we might not. This is 2 projectiles, so we may end up eating Devastator beams here. We'll hammer on their weapon system. Man, I wish I could teleport over there and immediately stun all the crew. Not happening. Enough! You have proven your point. What is the use for further bloodshed? Take these supplies and let us live. Fear is something that occurs. It's not a targeted attack. It's only it's used by the person on these rooms nearby. I don't care for fear. We're going to go ahead and if we had borders, yes, I would take this just to try it out, but we don't, so no. I want the scrap their ship this consists of instead. She can put out that fire. Actually, we should have some help with that. After the explosion, only a few intact containers remain. You only have time to recover one before it is within the grip of the sun's gravitational field or something. 3 hull integrity patches are nice. That's the equivalent. They're 18 each. They heal 5 hull points each. That's the equivalent of 54 scrap. We can also get a combat mesh and 24 scrap. That's a few hit points. I think I want this. We want more hit points on some of our lighter troops. We'll give more hit points to Praxia at the moment, and let's get out of here. You witness 2 starships firing upon one another. One of the ships broadcasts an open channel. We shall cleanse the Empire of your blasphemies. The other ship broadcasts its response. Show us your strength. Fire at the warship. You move to attack the war cult vessel. Yes, interrupted. Oh. Those both missed. 50% evaded. They both missed. Oh, breach. That can stay there. We don't have to worry about that particular room. Come on now, game. Oh. We have to get her out. She's not designed for that sort of thing. Oh my goodness, viewer. You're being annihilated. Can we kill it? Yes, we can. That was pretty bad. The explosion litters the surrounding space with wreckage. Some of it can be put to use. Steam additions and 44 scrap metal. With the cult vessel neutralized, you realize the Imperial vessel is nowhere to be found. Your multi-specs detects the residual energies of subspace translation, showing that they jumped out as soon as you entered the battle. Apparently, they were not as eager to fight as they suggested. Get these repaired, heal our crew, move on. There's no reason why he shouldn't heal again, since he will have a few hit points short when we make the next... Actually, the next jump is a merchant, isn't it? It is. Okay, we'll just go to the merchant. Before you can get your bearings, you are accosted by an old supply ship. The crew of the ship contacts you, wishing to sell you some of their wares. Talk. I once traveled with a group of machine priests calling themselves the Symmetries. They always spoke of bringing salvation to the galaxy through technology. Do you believe technology can bring harmony to a chaotic cosmos? Or is it merely a tool for conquest? I don't know if harmony is the right way. It brings advancement and can potentially make life easier. You can use technology to save lives easier with new medicines and what have you, but it'll also be used to kill more people too. And just because, I don't know, new technology isn't always necessarily a better thing for society. But it's not also merely a tool for conquest. Alright, I answered some sort of riddle there in my mind. Alright, so... Heat beam, ion tunneler, heat beam. This is heat beam 2? Beam 1, it's 1 power for this? I'm tempted to buy the heat beam as a temporary stopgap as we level up for the macro devastator, and also the siege bombard, which will help us get through enemy shields. So but we won't have any real significant funds left after this is done. I want it. We'll put the siege beam here. Okay, can we upgrade anything? We cannot. Well, we can upgrade something, but we can't power it, so, oh well. Actually, I guess the heat beam also gives me another thing. When these run out of power, we can immediately flip on our siege bombard and the heat beam. The bombard, though, also has to be deployed. It will cost us 3 munitions to set it up, and then for the rest of the mission, the battle, it will basically be firing over and over and over again. If it does take damage, it deactivates, and then you have to redeploy it if it goes down, if it's totally destroyed during the battle, if it turns red. So having at least one more point in this could be useful. Up ahead of us, there's a heal spot, so we'll probably want that. In the meantime, we'll buy some munitions. Alright, let's head off. You were ambushed by pirates while in close proximity to a large star. They must be crazy to engage you at a place like this. You're mine. Just kill your crew then, sir. 25 dodge rating on them. That's awkward for us. Woo! That was kind of lucky. Oh, Tim, the fire. Get the fire off your ship. Come on! What is this nonsense? What's with the 3 shots or 4 shots missing a target that has 15% evade? What is this? Am I playing XCOM? What's going on here? Oh, it's a fast beam, too. I like that. We might keep that weapon. In the wake of the explosion, few useful items remain. You retrieve what you can from the aftermath. 38 scrap and 3 munitions. A derelict ship drifts into view. It suddenly lurches into action as putrid energy spread across its hull. You prepare for battle as the possessed ship orients its guns at you. So this ship is not what we want the heat beam for, as it's a possessed vessel. I keep thinking I'm hearing something casting a spell, but nothing's happening over there. Our fire won't last on that. A few intact cargo containers are visible in the aftermath. 28 scrap and 3 munitions. An abandoned shipyard floats into view. It appears to be a safe place to rest. Repair 10 hull points. While most of the shipyard's facilities have long been abandoned, a few small handful are still functional. You use them to repair your hull. We probably don't want to tackle this threat. Maybe we can handle it. We could make an attempt. But the last time we did a battle like this, right? It was an accidental, accidental. We didn't have a choice to take it. It was in the way. We had gone to a weapons shop, and this was the next point, and we had to jump there. And we got pretty badly beat up before we were able to jump away. It is worth the effort if you think you can defeat it, but I'm not sure we can yet. Let's see what we can get from this merchant. Maybe we'll make an attempt. You take fire from an unidentified ship. You notice the strange energy coruscating across its hull and understand it to be under the control of an infernal intelligence. We don't want another hole ripper firing at us. Well, we weren't able to hit the ship. So, okay. Good for them, I suppose. We also lost our engines, so we're going to be pummeled for a little bit. That was dumb, Tim. You should have targeted the shields. We're now out of your lances. Ooh. You salvage what you can from the remains. A pulverizer. 1 DPS plus 2 DPS in small rooms. Extra damage to nearby enemy systems on a kill. It's a decent weapon, but we have no border. We can't board the enemy ship, so this is not useful to us at this point. We'll take the 50 scrap metal. Used for upgrading your ship systems and purchasing... Oh, we don't have to read that. We know what that's used for. All right. To the merchant. Yeah, to the merchant. I need to make up my mind if we want to fight the boss. I don't want to have to be forced to do it. Within moments, you retrieve a communications request from a nearby starship. It is a supply barge of one of the local merchant guilds. Let's talk. Ariok is the Lord of Blood, a deity worshipped by many among the Empire. His acolytes hold that the stars themselves weep blood in his honor, and their grisly rites are a testament to their unwavering devotion. I guess in this world, people are allowed to worship other gods. Plus, so what modules are there? Plus, it hit points to all war cultist units. That doesn't help us. We don't have death cult units either. We don't have war cultist units, so none of those help us, I think, right? We have Imperial citizens and a single machine priest, so those are useless. A heat beam one, another macro devastator, and a hole ripper one. The hole ripper one requires 2 power. Okay, so what's going through my head right now is that these require 2 power to operate both of these. This is arguably a better weapon to have left over to fire after these run out of shots, because it's still 2 shots. No, we will not take it. How much, by the way, is this to sell? 55 bucks? We'll hold on to it. Alright, so nothing here for us. Oh, but we should repair. If we especially want to go after the enemy. I think we will upgrade our bombard and our engines once. Selling that to him will give you a lot more energy. Not at this time. Like, do we try this? I don't think, viewer, we can do this major threat. And we have a corrosive gases detected, which will be a far easier fight. So I am kind of sorry, but I don't think we can do this battle. We're pressing on a different route. You are traversing a region of space polluted by toxic clouds of subspace flux. Suddenly, the weapon fire lances past your ship, nearly hitting you. The silhouette of a fearsome Corsair warship looms in distant haze. Prepare to fight. What are they armed with? Energy beam, Hole Ripper 1, displacement bomb. Teleports all crew in the target room to opposing ship. Can target self. Okay, so we gotta pay attention when that hits us and immediately warp back our people. I feel kind of bad for the AI tends never to warp its own troops back to its ship. Once they're on your ship, they're there for good. But you always have the option of getting out of there. Getting out of there meaning getting your people off the enemy crew. Oh, it also does a point of damage. Okay. We don't want to be gassed. Gassed. Actually, we should open some of the doors. Oh! Oh, she made it over here. They've teleported our boss. Then we'll bomb them to start. I didn't even notice that they got her. Holy crap. That really works out, though, that because she was there, we were able to bomb and destroy their hull with that fusion charge. Now they're out of shields. You have a bomb incoming again. Who's dying? I didn't even notice. Oh, and of course the gas is in this room. Get out of there. Get out of there. You search through the remains and find a few useful items. 47 scrap and 1 munitions. Yeah, we would have died horrifically to that mini boss. Or the optional boss, I suppose is what I should actually call it. Let's grab another point of energy. And we might start using this a bit. I feel like we're gonna probably have to do that in the next sector. You arrive at the jump node to find a chromic warship lying in wait. You will not be able to pass without a fight. It's a little interceptor, so I'm not too worried about this. A thunder cannon and a bolt cannon. It also cannot get through our shields. You pick up a few intact cargo containers from the wreckage. 25 scrap. You approach the Stargate. I don't want to be forced to do an exclusion zone if I don't think we can handle it. So we're going to go to the Arrowkind Dominion, which is basically where we are. Right? Ariok is the blood god. And we're in a blood cult war zone at the moment. The Arrowkind Dominion is home to the highest ranking champions of Ariok, the Lord of Blood. Tales of unimaginable cruelty originate from this place. Weapon system, crew. I mean, I would not mind having another Imperial citizen and better equipment, but I don't know if we're going to be able to afford the scrap to do that. I guess we can head in this direction and then make a choice. I'm going to pass on the weapon system spot. You come across an abandoned starship. It looks like it may have had useful material aboard. Let's investigate. You board the ship to see if there's anything worth salvaging. Unfortunately, everything on board appears to be contaminated with a strange corruption and cannot be recovered. A death cult ship emerges from an infernal miasma. It readies its weapons. The End Father requests I conduct you to his court. It's a greater necromancer. We should watch for a spell to be cast from them. Yeah, we want to interrupt that. We don't want 5 ghouls on our ship, which is what would happen. It showed up in rooms that are empty. I think we got this one. Good job, team. We identify a few intact cargo containers among the wreckage, plus 63 scrap. I feel like we kinda need another point of shields, more than the crew contracts. I really do want another crew member. But can we realistically... I don't think we can realistically outfit them well. No, we won't be able to. We'll push on. You're caught in an ion storm when an enemy ship appears on your flank, weapons primed. Let's use this. That's all it does. Just keeps hammering on their ship for a bit. I don't know what they were casting, but I don't want it to happen. We should wait to fire until our retributor is ready. They love going for my engines today. An ion storm took out our weapons. Okay, weapons system doesn't matter. They're down. With debris scattered across the area, you sift through the remains and recover a moss-mounted supplemental items. This is the spell we want if we want to teleport to the enemy vessel. This is Lotaeri Gate. We're taking it. Okay, now we have to think about how we want this to go down. This is fine. It's an ion storm. We can sit here and look at this. So... I don't want to give it to Angelica, because I want her to be able to use her AoE stun. It can't go on Galax, because he doesn't have an option for that. I kind of like our Mind Bolt and Rejuvenate. I don't want to replace them, so that means giving it to one of our Acolytes. We can alternatively hold on to it, obviously hold on to it, and see if we can get a different spellcaster here to make use of it. I think we'll do that. The cultists of Crom are notorious for their belligerence. You ready yourself to engage one of their warships. There's no guarantee that hits them. Okay, good. Stop whatever that was. We're waiting for the oh, okay. Assault shuttle on the way. Oh, it's just one target. We can kill it. And we breach that room, which will drain the fire out of it, unfortunately for us. Angelica's defeated her foe. Oh, killed a mechanic. as he ran back there. I do like this heat beam. Maybe we do keep it somehow. Breached! It's over for these guys. Yeah, they're doomed. This guy's gonna die in the fire. That's it for him. The enemy crew has been killed. You search through the remains and find 63 scrap and 2 munitions. As you arrive just outside detection range of a large Golgothian fleet, so that's the death cult. A violent subspace maelstrom. I'm sorry, is that right? This is the one that disease people. Not, yeah, death cult, not the war cult. A violent subspace maelstrom brews nearby, drawing their attention as they attempt to navigate through the turbulence. Amidst the chaos, several transport vessels fall behind. The storm's ferocity has left them exposed and isolated. You contemplate attacking one of them. Occult knowledge will be a spell. Reagents could be anything. Mostly it's going to be some sort of summonable tool. Let's try to get a different spell than Force Shield. I'm not using this. It's probably bad. That's probably like I should be using it, but I'm not currently. Let's see if we can place it with something else that's more useful. You ready your weapon systems? That's a good amount of necromancers. That's gonna be a bit of poison damage coming our way. And they're armed with a Hull Reaper 1 and a Hull Reaper 2. Oh. Can we knock out the weapons for a little bit? Good. I don't care about the door system. Let's use Purify, which will stop us from taking poison damage for a little while. She can now leave this room. Again, hitting my engines. We have to get out of that room, unfortunately. I do like that heat beam. Ooh, our ship! Oh no! They're using Hull Rippers. So what that means is that, well, it means that we take twice the damage from those guns when they hit a room. When they hit a room that doesn't have a system in it. That should be what we keep focusing on, honestly. Okay, they can't power it anymore, so this is over. Oh, they can power it. That guy's still alive. Recover an intact psychogram from the remains. Oh, of all the spells. We don't want this one. The body without a flame enjoys eternal life. This is the one that fills a room with gas, but can only be used in the room the character caster is in. That's not useful to us. We need to be healed, so we're going here. An abandoned shipyard floats into view. It appears to be a safe place to rest. 10 hull points. While most of the shipyard's facilities had long been abandoned, a small handful are still functional. You use them to repair your hull. We need to do that again, viewer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're down 9 more hull points. And we have to go this way anyway if I want to hit the shaman. So we'll be healing ourselves another time. You encounter a death cult hauler. It may be transporting valuable cargo. We cannot get this. We have no weapons to pull it over to our ship. We have no way of teleporting over to the enemy. The only way we would get that is if all the crew are killed. They're armed with a Thunder Cannon 2, a Devastator Beam, and a Graviton Cannon. So let's start by knocking out the weapon a little bit. Poison's on the way. He needs to stay there, so we'll wait a few seconds. And then we can purify. Shields are next. The enemy vessel suddenly changes course. The ship is preparing to jump. Good for them. That means not shields, then. Good. That will reset it and slow down their attempt to escape. In 2 more seconds, we can purify the guy in the helm, so we'll do that. I shouldn't have this equipped. We should have the energy equipped. Actually, we should load that. Let's knock these guys out. Missed. Oh, we killed all the crew. That's super lucky that happened. All right, I'll take it. The enemy crew's been killed. You search the remains and find a few useful items, 33 scrap. With the enemy crew eliminated, you waste no time retrieving the vaults aboard the ship. 50 scrap metal from the vault. Nice. Holy crap, I'm so glad that worked. We got that. Alright, let's repair our shield. Their ship is going to just, break up thanks to the fire. A fiery cataclysm consumes the adversary's ship. Viewer, we need to upgrade our ship again. Take another point in shields. There was a hidden research facility here. You recover some advanced technology from within. Hardened casing. Plus a hit points to machine slave units. We have one of those? We do not. We have machine priest. Okay. Not useful. We might as well install it, though. Hardened casing installed. I just got a text. I'm getting text. 1 second, viewer. I'm going to... Oh, sorry. I forgot I'm still recording, Tim. Okay, forget it. I'll respond. It can wait. All right, let's move on. Sorry about that, viewer. An abandoned shipyard floats into view. It appears to be a safe place to rest. 10 hull points. Most of the shipyard's facilities have long been abandoned. A small handful are still functional. Use them to repair your hull. We're going here no matter what. An enemy vessel emerges on your flank and opens fire. Your soul will fuel the grand designs. of the blood prince. But you mean our blood will do that? I think he means our blood will do that. Nice. Always am glad when we interrupt someone. Nice! Interrupted another. Take that, enemies. Let's activate this. Ooh! Oxygen's down. Go and get it. We haven't upgraded our oxygen, so it's more important that we... Oh, wow, we're being killed again! What the heck? The enemy's weapons are just really good. We lost 10 more hit points again. I don't know if we're doing it this time, viewer. I'm just saying, this is not proving this is not going so well for us at the moment. In the aftermath, very little of value survives the devastation. You gather what you can be, little can be salvaged. 3 repair drones and 2 scrap metal or a husk. We'll take... So he has +8 hit points because of that one hardened casing, but I guess it would free up someone to run around the ship, but I'd rather have the repair at the moment. And we'll get that actually attached to our mechanic, and he'll use one of them. Oh, will he? No, it's only system damage. It's not hull damage that's healed. Within moments, you receive a communication request from a nearby starship. It is a supply barge of one of the local merchant guilds. Talk. I've heard whispers of the cultists' blood-powered weaponry. I can never pronounce this word. Macabre? Creations that combine organic and mechanical components. They're said to be as deadly as they are horrifying. This Ariok gives people the knowledge of how to create such bioweaponry. Oh! We can buy a Blood Knight here. We're going to do that. We're doing it. So we're starting with Tenuous Whispers, which controls the target in a room, and then makes it serve, well, it's on our side. But I want to have him help us board enemy vessels. So we're going to give him Ethereal Gate instead. Then we're going to give him any weaponry and armor that we have that may help him. Do we have any weapons? I don't think we do. No, only one. We have a little bit of armor on Praxia. I'd rather keep it on Praxia, to be honest. If this was more hit points, maybe I'd give it away, but it's not, so not happening. We'll sell the Smother. We're never going to use it. And then we'll repair a little bit of our ship. And push on. Grants... Oh, a strange starship is visible ahead. Dark energy streams off its ports as it bears down towards you with infernal speed. There is a cargo container here. So we want that. And now we have the means to get it. Your crew retrieves the contents of the storage vault, a pressure suit, and 46 scrap metal. Really quickly, we're going to try to take out some of the weapon systems while we're here. That's good. We do take quite a bit of suffocation damage, so I don't want to stay there. Oh, the heat beam's useless in this fight. Oh, they have a... Okay, this thing will obviously... This is one of the summon hearts now. We have no way of... I don't think we can hurt it with this. I think it should be the shields you focus on. Although that's useful to slowing it down. Okay, enemies incoming. Let's see where they're showing up from. That's going to this room. Actually, it's going up here, I think. Everyone's healed. Oh. there goes our energy. Or some more weaponry. The power for our weapons. It's okay, we can still fire the... We just need one more hit. One of those should hit. Retrieve a few intact cargo containers from the remains. 36 scrap and 2 munitions. And we picked up, right, pressure suit. So that's gonna go to Tio. The more hit points you have, the more damage you take from suffocation. We don't really want her to be suffocate either, but he can also teleport just himself over to a room instead of bringing her with him if we make that decision. Like, just using him to warp over there, grab a cargo container, and warp back, that's acceptable. You approach the Stargate. Oh, I don't know if we can do an exclusion zone, viewer. I think it's Fury Stars for us. Yeah, Fury Stars. Our ship's getting really raked over the coals, so it's Fury Stars. A series of star systems consumed by an unholy frenzy. You arrive at a string of systems known as Fury Stars. Little is known about this region, except that the brave travelers who have returned from here speak lurid tales of rampant violence and ritual slaughter. Alright, guys. A quick peek. Raid Shrine. This could be good. There'll be weapons probably here. But this is the second to last sector, so we better be ready for the boss coming up soon. And I don't feel we are. Do you guys feel we are? I don't feel we are. I think we're gonna make it to the boss. I think, assuming we make it to the boss, I think it's killing us there. We should probably sell the Macro Devastator for the 55 scrap and upgrade systems some more. And not rely on ever fielding it. We need 400 scrap. There's no way we're gonna have an extra 400 scrap for the Devastator. I guess technically we need 3 upgrades if I want to take the Devastator, the Heat Beam, and an Energy Lance, and the Retributor. The weapon that puts fire 3 times on target. Alright, but that's 2 sectors. I'm putting a small break here. I will be back. Alright, everyone. Hello. I'm back. I did a bunch of babbling no one cares about. I've taken a look at what we got. To familiarize myself with the situation as it is, let's go ahead and continue our adventure. What we're looking for is scrap. We want more weapon points. Probably... we probably want 3? We want 3 more points in our weapons. Then we could have the Macro Devastator installed and use it and an Energy Lance. And then swap over to the Heat Beam when we run out of power for our Energy Lance. So that's kind of our priority, I'm guessing. And we can rely on our Bombard to help us deal with the shields that the enemies possess. Okay. Alright. Of course, if we could get a different type of weapon, that would be handy, but we might be able to use what we've got currently. The Bombard will have to do a lot of work on getting past the enemy shields, though, for us. I don't quite know if it will without another upgrade. We also want some weapons and armor. Let's see, what does our Blood Knight want? Yeah, he wants a weapon. At the very least, he needs a weapon. Okay. Alright, then that means the Merchant Brokers for us. Let's start. You tear back into real space near a giant star. A heavily armored Chromi? Is that an E? It's an E. That's a C. Chromic vessel is visible in orbit. It locks onto your ship. What are we looking at? The Infernal Foul Gas. So that's the AoE 3 blasts, a Hole Ripper 1, and Storm Cannon 1. That's a lot of shots. A Greater Warseer and a Chaos Knight are on their vessel. Alright, let's start. Okay, let's test this out, right? So we're gonna Ethereal Gate, or Etheric Gate, or Etheric Gate there. We'll interrupt them. Oh, I should stun. Oh, I think it's over. I think we won. Because we're going to kill this knight without too much trouble. Enemy crew's been killed. You search the remains and find 69 scrap and 1 munition. Wow, okay, yeah. Being able to teleport over there at a moment's notice is very nice. If we could get another knight, we maybe wouldn't even need another weapon besides what we're using currently. Another knight, though, will be 110 scrap. Alright, let's keep going. You're under attack from a chromic warship. Streams of flux vapor jet out from underneath its ruptured hull plating. I shall revel in your defeat. A Fusillade 1, that's 3 projectiles. But it's a spread weapon. They have 2 of those. And an energy beam 1. So same... Are these casters? They're all casters. And they all have... no, they're not all casters, actually. Only one's a caster. Let's wait until we cast his spell. And then we'll teleport. And since he's stunned, we can probably kill him? Because the... Oh, almost killed him. The evasion's down on his ship. Get back. I might have recalled a little too early, but I'm always worried that we're going to end up having to that we could destroy the ship while our troops are on it. Okay, it's over. We have won this. We won this. Just need to hit him once more. No one's in the helm. Down they go. Some useful material can be recovered from the remains. 77 scrap and 1 munitions. Very nice. We're up to 228 already. If I do this... I'm going to upgrade our doors. Makes them a little more resilient. We also, you know what? We still need another crew member to put in the door system, too. It's the crew contacts we want. A civilian transport hails requesting aid. One of their crew members has suffered a violent seizure, and their onboard medical units are malfunctioning. They want to transfer their patient to your ship for immediate treatment. That sounds like a trap. No. We turned them down. We don't have a medical bay, so that's not... No, we're not doing that. I can put you in touch with whomever you want. For a fee, let's talk. The Techno Cult, or the Machine Cult, as some call them, are a mysterious faction, obsessed with technology and logic. They care little for other factions unless their pursuit of knowledge is impeded. Don't care about what anyone else does unless they're stopping them from getting what they want. Interesting. Okay, interesting. Back when I played Warhammer 40k Viewer, the Mechanicus army didn't exist. Way back to my knowledge in 3rd edition. I never remember seeing it. I don't remember any rules for it. I don't think it existed back then. So I'm assuming this is based around that sort of same idea. Technology is the best thing to have. Pursuing its unlocking more technology and using it is the epitome of that religion's desire. The more of it you attach into yourself, the more holy and pure you become as you shed off your own failing flesh and organic material. But organics are a machine too, right? We're biological machines. The Tyranids would disagree with that idea. So what do we have? We have a Conqueror, which could work for us. War Cultist. A Cyber Priest. Oh, this is the guy we had this guy last time, and he died on us. So... Oh, no, I'm sorry. This is a different type. So, he casts a projectile that shields a system from damage for 20 seconds and does not prevent ion damage. Wants armor and a tool. We have... It's machine slave units that we have a bump to, which the servo husk could benefit from. He wouldn't have any spells. He'd have 10 more hit points. I just need someone to operate the doors. I think we get the Servo Husk. This guy would be another nice member to join the away team, as it were. We could do that. You could hire both of them and 2 pieces of gear, but that's a good amount of our scrap gone. I'm going to do it. So, Servo Husk, and he can operate the door system. At the very least, I want a weapon. The Gore Sledge sounds like a great weapon for our Blood Knight. Is that right? That's what he's called? What are you? Blood Knight, yes. No, we won't do it. We won't hire him. I don't want to spend the money on a weapon. It's 85. I mean, that would be super useful, though. No. We will buy some hunger reagents, though. Let's give those to Namu. It takes a while to cast this, 6 seconds, but Doom Effigy is a creature that will summon other demons, and it's a decent defensive turret, effectively. I think it can move around, but it doesn't tend to do so very often. We should also read about this. The ochre dust within appears caked solid, but charged with latent energy. And the Gore Sledge, a design originating from a depraved civilization, it has seen adoption within the Empire from meting out punishment against infidels. How far away is the next? We have a heal there. Oh, we're running out of time, viewer. We're probably going to these two. Oh, we're running out of time. Okay, how much are we down? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're down 12. Will we pair twice? And then we need to if I want to use a macro weapon, we need to begin prepping for that. So right now, yeah, 2 more energy, because I want an energy lance ready. And the defender are going to be charging, with an extra spot for a heat beam. Okay. How much is that going to cost me? 155. 210 scrap. You encounter a blood cult ship under attack by an Imperial vessel. Attack the Imperial ship. You power your weapons to engage the Imperial ship in battle. Let's immediately get over here. Always glad when we get an instant kill. Instant kill, when we take down an enemy. We kill an enemy in a room, you tend to also damage the system that's in it. We'll stun now. Once this guy walks in, we Mind Bolt. They're on fire now. Let's get back to our ship. It has to be the shields we go for. The hull breach in their shield system. We can heal. and warp them back over again. This is going very well with just this. Yeah, this is going very well with just the equipment we have. Maybe we don't need to take a macro devastator with us? The explosion scatters debris in all directions. Recover what you can, so we want the scrap metal. This is about a third of what we need. The cultists currently acknowledge your help before jumping out. Where are we going? I wanted to go here. We will heal there. We can spend more scrap. One more level on the weapons, and we can try out our build. You were ambushed by a war cult ship hiding in a cloud of subspace flux vapors. Give me a good fight. We'll try to do that. What do they have for weapons? Storm Cannon 3 and Disruptor. Yeah, we probably want to disrupt their weapons. Stun them. Going very well for us. Let's pull our troops back. I like how fast that weapon is. The enemy crew has been killed. You search the remains and find a few useful items. 81 scrapped. That is enough that we can level up. I take the macro beam. But I think we'll skip it for a little bit longer. You're traversing an asteroid field. A vessel belonging to the Cult of War detects you. Give me a good fight. Same start, I think, everyone. So we go there, we'll stun. We want to kill them quickly. I don't feel... So we have, by the way, this fusion charge. I have not forgotten it, but I don't feel like we've needed it against many of... Oh, they have a macro devastator. Against most of the enemies we were fighting. Good, and now that's powered down. We have the big guy leaping in here. Let's distract him for a few more... Actually, do we need to... A few more seconds. That is so nice. That is so nice. Where are you, by the way? Okay, you're protecting the shield system. And it's over for them. Yep, good job, guys. Some useful material can be recovered from the remains. 3 munitions, 62 scrap metal. Alright, that would do it for us. So what are we going to do here? So this is what we do? Only 1 lance. This charges... We'll try this. We will have an opportunity to obviously give it a go. Probably at least at 1 battle to see if we like this. An abandoned shipyard floats into view. It appears to be a safe place to rest. Repair 10 hull points. But most of the shipyard's facilities have long been abandoned. A small handful are still functional. You use them to repair your hull. Alright, well, it's looking much better for us currently. I say jinxing this run. Back up to full hull. All systems managed, and we have an away team. You approach a small space outpost marked with the symbols of the war cults. The facility's design indicates it may have been used for research and experimentation. Investigate. You enter the laboratory and find a cornucopia of strange materials and occult reagents. Some of them may prove useful. 2 howling reagents. Those summon hounds. Do we have anyone who doesn't have any tools? We do not. Do we go here? Yes, we do. You sure? You don't need crew, arguably. We don't need any new systems. Maybe perhaps we can get a module to help Imperial citizens? Or blood cultists? And we could drop the ocular laser implants, which isn't helping us at all. No, it's helping our engineer, but I don't really care about engineer is fighting. Yeah, let's check. A merchant craft darts out from behind the cover of a nearby dust cloud. They open a comms channel. The cult of Ariok has taken root within the Empire. In the name of the Blood God, they plunge their sacrificial daggers into the heart of the cosmos, awakening the horrors from the abyss to serve their dark cause. Once again, they sound very much like the cult of Cthulhu to me. We're not here to fight, we're here to trade. Vile... I can never pronounce this word. I want to say... No, I can't pronounce it. I can't. Vile something. Once per fight, summon a random demon on the first enemy crew to use a psychic power. So it interrupts them and puts a demon there. And the demon type will be completely random. Demolisher rounds. Your ship's weapons that deal hull damage now break doors on impact. Hate Matrix. All non-summoning psychic projectiles deal 1 extra damage to target ship in addition to their normal effect. Stackable. Does that work with Mind Bolt? It is a non-summon projectile. Do we experiment this close to the end? The Demolisher rounds could be good as well, since if we board the enemy, we can run around their entire ship. Viewer, I need to know. So we're going to do a little bit of experimentation. Does Hate Matrix work with Mind Bolt? Let's find out. So we're going to drop the ocular laser implants and take the Hate Matrix. Oh, we haven't yet fired this. So I don't yet know if you want to sell it here. So we will not. I want to have at least one battle to feel out this new build we're going with. Toxic vapors seep through the interstices between realms. A spiny cult warship overtakes you and begins attacking. Ooh, they can summon a Doom effigy, so we definitely want to interrupt that with our spell cast. We also want to take out their shields this time. They have 4 shields. Oh, nice. Their spellcaster just immediately went into the room. It does do damage. Okay, that's amazing. I'm not gonna have a good chance to feel this battle out if my away team just kills everybody. We may have one too many beam weapons. We may need to drop the heat beam. The Devastator does go through shields, so even though they have one shield, we can still use it. The explosion scatters debris in every direction. Enough remains intact to be worth salvaging. 42 scrap and 2 munitions. I'm going to grab an upgrade to our sensors. I haven't also been activating our Siege Bombard, so that would make a big difference. You approach the Stargate. You arrive at the Imperial Core Worlds. Ahead of you lies a terrible artifact known as the Vault of Souls. Oh, it's the same group. It's the Blood Cult group. I'm guessing. That's bad. That's a lot of hull breach. Okay. I don't know if we're beating it, but we're gonna have to try. Obviously, right? So, okay, where are we going? We have a chance to get some crew and equipment from here. So I guess we're gonna start with that. I could put you in touch with whomever you want for a fee. Talk. Once I was captured by the cultists, by cultists, and found myself a prisoner inside a chromic manufacturing plant. The ceaseless clang of industry and the thunderous roar of ship engines still haunt my dreams. It's a realm fueled by pure unbridled aggression. We have a gene soldier here, and we've got... oh, but I don't have the money. We have 40... How much is this to sell? Okay, we're going to sell some stuff, viewer. We're going to sell the repair drone. We will sell both howling reagents. And this is not enough to hire him and equipment. So, I think... some good stuff here, viewer. What am I... If I'm taking this stuff, who's getting it? Let's see. We can move the immunosuffocation to a different citizen. Let's take that to start. So, we'll give our cultist the Duraplate armor. And Galax will take immunosuffocation. Both of these are also nice. We can't afford both of them unless we sell the lance, which we're probably doing that here, viewer. Let's see. Does anyone have a free tool slot? I could drop the fusion charge to do it. We haven't... I guess we can do this? Oh, this feels a little bad to me. But if we do this... She's now reducing enemy DPS by 2. And she's getting life per kill. So that she's pretty tanky. Yeah, we're doing it. And we'll sell this. And we'll sell the lance to pick up the Blessed Blade. And we'll give that to Galax as well. Okay. Time to see what all... So we should have enough munitions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 18 total. Yeah, we should have enough that we can probably activate munitions for the next few battles also. So let's do this. You've exited the jump node to the sight of a pair of Imperial patrol vessels hurtling by and jumping out. They seem too busy to notice you. A strange starship is visible ahead. Dark energy streams off its ports as it bears down towards you with infernal speed. That's a stun. So, there's no oxygen over there, so we don't want to be there too long. But we're going to warp into this room, hopefully kill 1 or 2 enemies, damage the weapon system, move over here, grab that, and then warp back to our ship. We also will activate our Siege Bard. I want to wait on the stun. We want that. We can... this is not working out. We have to leave. We don't actually want to cast Purify. Oh, that was a mistake. Okay, so much for that. Yep, that will destroy the storage crate. Any damage to the room that it's in will destroy it. Not hitting them often. This is not going well, is it, for us? This is not going well. We have put only 1 damage on them. They've put 2 damage on us. We can't actually stun them either. And we don't do that much damage to the rooms. No, that's a mistake. We can't be over there anymore. Only if there's crew there can we effectively fight. Okay, I think we run from this fight. Oh, how awful! Awful. The hate matrix will make it so that when we use our rejuvenate, our ship takes a point of hull damage. Oh, that's awful. Okay, we're not doing this fight. We can't get through those shields. So this is not very effective when their evasion is 25%. It's just not working. So forget it, we're leaving. The followers of Crom are loath to voluntarily enter the clouds of poisonous flux vapor, favored by death cultists. Nevertheless, you receive weapon fire from one of their warships. Have an assault sled coming our way. This sucks, because I need the heal. Man, I don't know how I feel about this. I really don't know how I feel about this weapon. Thankfully, we can still go through shields a bit with it. All right, everyone in this room will heal. That's so weird, viewer. I do not like that. It is only 2 hull damage to us, so it's not terrible, but it's not very good. I think it's still worth it in the end. I think it's still worth it in the end. That's pointless. You find some useful material. Some useful material can be recovered from the remains. 62 scrap. Okay, so I feel like we need to increase this. Like, it needs to fire a second faster. So that will be the next thing we aim for. Oh no! There's no way to heal our ship before we end up fighting the boss, so we should be careful about... We gotta heal on the enemy ship. You find yourself shrouded in spectral haze. Environmental warning lights flash as corrosive gases begin seeping through your hull. Moments later, an Imperial cruiser tears through the murk and opens fire on your ship. No, it has to be the shield system. Good. Good. Oh, that's really bad. What the heck? We just took a bunch of fire. We're walking into the enemy battle now with heavily damaged, which is really bad for us, viewer. After the explosion, only a few intact supply containers remain. You managed to recover one amidst the wreckage. We'll take the munitions and the 2 scrap metal? Yes, we will. Oh, it's too late. Let's deal with the gas. Where is it? Man, viewer, we're almost at a third of our, 2/3 of our life left. This is awkward. This is really awkward. You find yourself shrouded in a spectral haze. Environmental warning lights flash as a corrosive gas begins seeping through your hull. Moments later, an Imperial cruiser tears through the murk and opens fire on your ship. Retributor 3, it's what we have. And a heavy disruptor. Okay. Well, we start by getting over here. I like seeing that happen. Oh, this ship has an autopilot or something, because they still have... They still have evasion. I didn't deploy our... Oh, come on now. Alright, some of those missed, thank goodness. I would like to leap over there and heal, but we'll lose the game because we're going to destroy the ship via fire before we get a chance to actually get the heal spell off. Salvageable resources are found amid the wreckage. 66 scrap. Alright, viewer, this is it. So we're going to upgrade our bombard one more time, and we've got enough points. We can upgrade oxygen once, so we'll do that. We can't power it, but at least we can at least put something in it, I suppose. And let's see what we're fighting. Yep, it's the blood cult ship. You encounter an ominous-looking vessel, adorned with the runes and sigils of the blood cults. This vessel could only be one of the great enslavement engines used by the felled nobles to subjugate entire worlds. The Vault of Souls is sealed, but I shall be the one to deliver it to Ariok. The enemy ship moves into attack. Alright, standard opening. I would like to get to the shields first, but we kind of need to get rid of these bombards. Oh, okay, this is what was doing it to us, these breach artilleries. So we're going to leap over here into this room to start. We can stun them. If you're not manning the helm, I'll... Oh, come on now, games. F you. 13% and we miss with the energy. We're so unlucky this run. Let's get a heal. Nice. We've killed several of them. That works out for us. Help if I deploy that, Tim. I like this. They're no match for our away team. It just killed anything resilient on their side of the ship. This is wonderful. We can recall the crew, and we can warp them someplace else. We don't actually want to kill everything on their ship, because then we have to fight a ship that has no vacuum in it. So we want to leave some things alive over there. The moment everything is dead is when it will happen. Oh, our leader's stunned. I wanted to throw the heal over here. Okay, so let's pull you back. I kind of don't want to destroy the Blood Thrall creator, because it will make it so that we don't have to deal with a much more dangerous vessel. A spectral whisper echoes through your ship. Powerful engines surround the enemy vessel systems, closing fissures and rejoining broken circuitry. In a moment, the vessel systems are renewed to readiness. Horrific tentacles tear through the deck plates across your ship. Oh, their breach engines are back online. We got to get into a room and deal with it. We have to. That's fine. That room can remain breached. Darn, that tentacle putting up a protection beam. Alright, we didn't... we should just destroy the ship, Tim? Maybe that's what you should do? The enemy has been vanquished. At last, you've arrived at the Vault of Souls. Within it, you find a grand altar ablaze with arch and fire. You plunge your hand into the flames. The searing heat of eternity washes over you and your crew. Your souls sublimate into the infinite ether, heralding the age of pandemonium. You fulfilled your destiny. Your mission is complete. I can't believe we did it! I thought we weren't going to! Wow! Boarding parties. She -2 enemy DPS is amazing. Holy crap. Wow. And the stun. And she keep herself alive by healing. That was great. Man. I can't believe we did it. And as you can see from the Steam achievement and or the ship unlock, I haven't done this before. So that was the very first time. And we did it on Torment level, what, 3? I think? All right. We're going to do at least one more of these. Obviously, we're upping the Torment level, and we'll look at the new ship before we wrap up this particular video. That was fun. I like the Priestess. She doesn't seem too powerful, but that -1 enemy DPS is very nice. That's funny, because we couldn't beat an earlier ship. We just couldn't hit it. We couldn't hit that ship because we couldn't disable its evasion. And thus we couldn't reliably get the shield down. We missed most of the shots, even with our siege bombard going. So we had to jump away from that vessel in that last sector. That was just not worth the effort. And realizing that the hate matrix makes it so that our heal spell hurts us. Yes, I feel like, no, that's correct. It should do that. It tells you it will do that. It didn't occur to me it would do that until like the second or third cast of it. All right. After a long and terrible voyage, the crew of the vessel Sunhammer emerges victorious. Their achievement has been enshrined within the Vault of Souls. And we earned 4,079 resonance. In case you guys care about statistics, here it is really quick. I wasn't paying attention to the siege bombard at the very end of the game, but I am assuming it was very helpful, and assuming it was mostly very helpful because we've upgraded fully. I don't think having it upgraded even twice was enough. Alright, so what we get? We got, oh! I thought we got something called the Pugilist. Oh, okay, we got... Wait, what did we get? Oh, the name of it must have been that. Yeah, this is what we earned. The Interdictor B. Oh, that's interesting. So normally, I would have to have purchased, I would have had to beat the game with the Mongrel. No, I'm sorry, is that right? Oh, no. I did beat the game with the Sunhammer. I beat the game, sorry, viewer, I'm getting confused. We beat the game with the variant B of the very first ship, the Imperial cruiser you get. Yes, so we unlocked the next variant B. This one. Okay, gotcha. I was getting confused. I thought we beat the ship with the Oblivion cruiser. No, we'll have to make another attempt at that later. Okay, well, let's take a quick peek at this. So let's go look at our Interdictor B. We have a commando. 2 commandos. We have 2 commandos. We have a way to get over to the enemy vessel, so we have a assault sled this time around. A flare cannon that causes hull breach, I see. This is all about taking away the oxygen on the enemy's vessel or not caring about it. We have no modules. And it'd be Torment 4. What is Torment 4? Bosses are stronger? Sacrifice all previous difficulty levels. Bosses are already really strong. What could make them stronger? Well, it is going to be Torment 4 for us. I've got 31,000 residents, so we should unlock something too. Oh, absolutely the Roughneck, right? He's basically what these guys are. They're the crew members. Immune to suffocation, door break speed 100%, and he can create hull breaches nearby. A grizzled asteroid miner, witness to all manner of gruesome industrial accidents. So we're gonna take him with us, and he will be who we use in the next one. Alright guys, so that will do it for us. Yep. So I'll see you guys. Oh, this guy looks, I don't know, this guy looks pretty sus to me. Alright, I'll see you on the next one. Take care, everyone.